I guess you can say this is a welcome to the second round. It's a completely different game right now. And the Flyers, they got it. They got it for their money right now. The Flyers need to play better. The Flyers need to properly execute better. And that was the clear sign throughout the entire game. The Islanders dominated them in the first period, completely dominated the game. The puck was completely in the Flyers zone. Granted, the Flyers had a few chances, but they couldn't do anything. The Islanders controlled the pace of the play throughout the entire first period. Second period, completely different story. The Flyers are controlling the pace of the game. They're getting pucks into the zone. They're controlling mostly the entire time in the offensive zone. Flyers can't score. They can't execute. They're getting their chances. Some of them are very dangerous. Can't execute. Third period, the Flyers, they get a little bit of their chances early on, but then the Islanders score on the chances that they get in the third period, and it takes the Flyers completely out of the game. Whatever momentum the Flyers had going into that third period, when the Islanders score early, it takes everything that you have out. Everything that you were building on in the second period gets completely flushed down the toilet. And the Flyers, they need to be much better. They can't have these terrible starts to the game. They cannot. They need to execute. That has been the problem. Going back to the first round, you can get away with your top guys not scoring. The Flyers got away with it in the first round against Montreal. Because, granted, Montreal, they played the Flyers hard, but the Flyers, they managed to get those lucky bounce goals. They managed to get some depth scoring. But you can't get away with your top guys not scoring right now. Because you're not going to go far if your top guys don't score. That's the problem right now. And it's really becoming evident that that's the major problem right now. The Flyers can't score. And that is the major problem, specifically the top guys. I'm not going to put Voracek on that board because he scored in the Montreal series. He was the best guy on the ice during the Montreal series towards the end of it. We need more from Couturier. We need more from Giroux. We need more from Konechny, more from Kevin Hayes, even though Kevin Hayes got a goal in that first series. Need more from him too. Konechny and Hayes, they had a lot of good looks tonight. I felt like the Kevin Hayes Konechny line with Farabee, that was the best line on the ice for the Flyers tonight. The Couturier line, when the Flyers went down a goal early in that first period when they were getting dominated, you saw Alain Vigneault shift the lines a little bit, putting Giroux back on that top line where I do believe he should be for the rest of the series. Just because when you have all the three of those guys together, you have a better opportunity to generate more goals from your top line. But even though the top line, they had their share of dangerous chances in this game, they were on the ice for a few goals as well. And Sean Couturier had a bad game. Sean Couturier had a very uncharacteristic game right there. He was not good. He was not good at handling the puck. He was not good in the defensive zone. He had a really nice redirection off of a Giroux pass that hit the post. He just didn't have it tonight. The Flyers just didn't have it tonight. And there was a comment from Alain Vigneault after tonight's game. They have the will to win. They want to win. They want to score. But the execution isn't there. How long can you say that they want to win? They have that will. They have the will to go out there and do it. But they can't score. They can't execute. They can't get anything on the score sheet. They can't get the puck into the net. How much longer can you start saying that stuff before it actually happens? Because, like I said, the Flyers got away with it in the first round against Montreal with their top guys not scoring. This round, it's unacceptable. It cannot happen. It cannot continue to happen. Because if the top people just cannot find a way to put pucks into the net, you could basically say goodbye to the Flyers season. But still, it's only game one. The Flyers lose this game 4-0. They go down 1-0 in the series. And now I just went on that little bit of a tangent right there, just talking about what happened with the game. But there were some good things in this game, and there were some bad things in this game. Carter Hart was the main reason we were in that game to begin with, in that first period. The Islanders had a lot of chances in that first period. They get on the board early. Andy Green, a shot from the point. Carter Hart couldn't see it, and it's a 1-0 Islanders lead going in there. And the Islanders, like I said, they were right on there from the get-go. They were hammering the Flyers in their own zone. They were basically controlling the pace of the play, and that's what led to the early goal by Andy Green. And the Flyers, going into this series against the Islanders during the regular season, they gave the Flyers a lot of trouble. The Flyers went 0-2-1 against the Islanders in the regular season. And also, the Islanders, they kind of play similar to what Montreal does. They're a team that plays with speed. They're a team that plays physical. And they're a team that plays really good defense. And they're a team that can also play really well with the lead. And that was evident in today's game. They got into the forecheck. They made the Flyers' defense uncomfortable in their own zone. And once they got that goal, it was easy, smooth sailing from there, basically. Even though the Flyers had a lot of dangerous chances. Varlamov, for the other side for the Islanders, had a good game. He played very well. He wasn't the main reason that the Flyers lost this game. No. The Islanders as a team, as a whole, were the reason that they won this game. The Islanders as a team played a perfect game. Granted, the second period was all Flyers. The Flyers couldn't score. That was the key right there. The Islanders kept a lot of the stuff from the Flyers to the outside. A lot of shots from the point. A lot of shots from weird angles. And Varlamov was just there to make the saves. Islanders were there blocking shots. Basically, what the Islanders did to the Flyers right there were what the Flyers did to Montreal in games 3 and 4 of the first round. Islanders had a good defensive game plan right there. They kept the Flyers to the outside. They kept the shots easy for Varlamov to make. The Flyers, yes, they did have some dangerous chances. In the first period, Kevin Hayes had a breakaway. He had a breakaway. He was doing the right thing, too, because I don't feel like he had the simple wrist shot just to take on the breakaway. He was trying to get Varlamov to move. He was doing a little bit of the dekes, and then the puck falls right off his stick. It just fluttles right off the stick and over to the right side. And Varlamov just lucky right there. So Kevin Hayes, a little bit of unlucky puck luck right there. Fumbles off his stick. Can't score on the breakaway. The Flyers really couldn't generate much else in the first period. Like I said, it was all Islanders. But then once the second period came along, it was all Flyers. The Flyers were generating chances. They were consistently in the Islanders zone. The Islanders had a few chances going the other way, but Carter Hart was there to make the stops. Claude Giroux had a perfect chance with a one-timer in the slot and couldn't get anything by Varlamov. Flyers had their chances. Like I said, the Islanders kept them to the outside. They kept the pucks to the point. Kept the Flyers having to take those point shots, those weird angle shots. Flyers had some dangerous chances too. Couldn't get anything by Varlamov. They got to start scoring soon. Because, like I said, you got away with it in the first round, but your top guy's not doing anything. It can't happen now. It's unacceptable right now. And you can say however long you want, they have the will to do it. They have the will to score. They want to do it. But they're not executing. They're not scoring. They're just not doing anything right now. And that's going to be a major problem if this continues. If you're not getting contributions from Giroux, if you're not getting anything from Couturier, if Voracek starts to go on a little bit of a cold slide right there, if Konechny continues to be basically cold struck, if Hayes can't do anything, you're basically out of luck right there. Because you cannot consistently rely on your depth to score. Because the Islanders, they can roll 4 lines as well. And the Islanders, they did it perfectly right there. In the third period, when the Flyers, they're coming at them, they're getting their chances all from that second period. They try to come out with that momentum. And then the puck goes back all the way into the Flyers zone. The Islanders make a perfect forecheck right there. They get Sanheim and Phil Myers on the boards. Get them into that board play on the forecheck. And you got Jean-Gabriel Pageau wide open and right in front of Carter Hart. And would you like Carter Hart to make the save right there? Yes. But there's a lot of things other wrong with that play to where that goal should not happen. One, you got Phil Myers and Travis Sanheim. They're allowing themselves to get forechecked. They can't get the puck out. They can't win the board battle. And you got Couturier right there, basically trying to get into the board play when he should be the one in front of the net, making sure there's no puck that goes out into the middle of the ice. Because Couturier has to be the guy to cover Pageau. He left them wide open. Once the puck comes out, he's not there to get it, and it goes right on the stick of him. Goes right to Pageau, puts it right by Hart. Would you like a save there? Yes, but I blame Couturier more on that play because he's not there to cover Pageau. He's more focused on the play on the boards than figuring out where's this puck going to go, because the board battle right there was lost. It was obvious. Couturier was in the wrong place. He was not covering his man, and it led to a goal right there. And that goal took the Flyers out of the game. It did. Whatever momentum they had coming into that third period, it was gone. It was gone. Once that goal happened, I said, yeah, this game's over. So, going into the rest of the period, Then you get the Islanders once again coming back up the play. The Flyers are trying to get their chances. Like I said, the first line, they had their chance with a dangerous play. Claude Giroux had a redirection pass off of Sean Couturier, which it hit the post. And basically, it's been a snake-bitten night for Couturier. He wasn't that good in the defensive zone, and he's been snake-bitten offensively. Just, it happens. It does happen, but how much longer is it going to happen before these guys actually start to score? That's the thing. So you get the Islanders coming back down the other way. Matthew Barzal, it's basically a 3-on-2 at this point. Ivan Provorov takes Eberle down to the right side, who gives the puck over to Barzal. And Matt Niskanen, I feel like he's making the right play right there. But Barzal just makes the perfect pass. Basically, if you sum it up any other way, that pass doesn't go through. But Barzal just had the perfect pass. Goes right on the stick of Anders Lee, and he basically has an open net to shoot at. And he does, and he makes it 3-0 Islanders. I feel like the defensemen, they made the right play right there. It was Farabee pushing back to get to Anders Lee. Couldn't get the puck. He couldn't intercept the puck. Goes right on the stick of Lee, and it goes right into the neck. Perfect pitch pass by Barzal right there. Makes it 3-0. And then this is where it does get a little bit questionable. I can see why you'd make the move right there. So with around 7 minutes left in this game, Alain Vigneault, the Flyers have an offensive zone face-off. Alain Vigneault decides to pull Carter Hart to get the extra attacker out there. The Flyers win the face-off. Matt Niskanen throws it up the boards, try to get it behind the net. It gets taken down by Devon Taves, and he ranks it off the boards. It takes a lucky bounce, and it goes right into the open net. And it's a 4-0 Islanders lead off that. I understand what you're trying to do right there, but it's questionable. It's very, very questionable. It's not the main reason why the Flyers lost this game. It's a questionable call. I can understand why you're taking Carter Hart out this early, because maybe if you have the extra attacker on right there and you get that puck possession in the offensive zone, maybe you score on something with the extra attacker. Maybe you get something going right there. It just went from bad to worse, I guess. You won the face-off. It was a good start. Devon Taves just made a nice play, and he got a lucky bounce. That's basically what happened. And that's basically how the game goes right there. The Flyers do get a power play late in this game, but they can't generate anything off it. They were basically out of the game right from the get-go right there. So, this game ends 4-0. You're down 1-0 in the series. You got to be better. You have to be better. You cannot have terrible starts like that. That is the key. You cannot have a terrible start like you did in that first period. Because if you get into an evenly paced period and Green does not score that goal, it's a completely different game. It is a completely different game if you have a better start. And it looks like this series, the first goal is definitely going to be the key. It's going to be the major key in every game in this series, scoring the first goal. It was the key in the Montreal series. Every team who scored the first goal won their games. I feel like it's going to be basically somewhat the same in this series. And I feel like for this series as well, it's going to be very back and forth. I feel it. I can just sense it from this game right there. First period, it was all Islanders. Second period, it was all Flyers. And the third period was kind of more back and forth. I feel like that's the way the rest of this series is going to go. But if the Flyers can look at the positives that they got from the second period of this game, where they completely dominated, if they played like they did in the second period, they're going to find themselves on the better side of this series. They just need to execute. They need to score. They need their top guys to put the puck into the net, because you cannot consistently rely on your depth guys. It's nice to get the depth scoring. The Flyers are one of the few teams in this league that can roll 4 lines out there and all 4 lines can score. But right now, you need your top guys to put the puck into the net. It's mandatory. It's inexcusable right now because you're in the second round of the playoffs and it's a whole different game. It is a whole different game. You got away with it in the first round. Cannot get away with it right now. Because the way the Islanders played right there in this game, they shut it down. The Flyers, the top lines, the top guys had their chances. They did. And they just couldn't score. Maybe that's a more looking into the positive side, since they're starting to get more of those chances right now. And they had their chances in the Montreal series too. But how much longer are they going to take to put the puck into the net off these chances? How much longer is G going to get a one-timer from the slot and he either hits the crest of the goaltender or hits the post? How many times is Sean Couturier going to hit the post? And I feel like this series too, you're going to have to rely on the 5-on-5 scoring, because the Islanders are a very disciplined team. The Flyers only had 1 power play this entire game, and that was late in the game. It's going to be very difficult to score on the power play when the Islanders are very disciplined, and they don't give up that many penalties. Barry Trotz, he's got this team rolling. Barry Trotz is a very good coach, and he's proven it with his Islanders team right now. This Islanders team is very good, and they proved it here tonight. So the Flyers, they need to be better. They need to be a lot better. And like I said, I do expect this series to be more back and forth. But if the Flyers can try to find that positive from that second period, and if they can draw some energy from that into the next game, the Flyers can find themselves on the better side of this series. Look at the positives, but the Flyers, they need to get those top guys scoring. They definitely do. It just needs to happen. It's mandatory, and it's unacceptable if it continues to happen. And if it continues to happen, the Flyers are going to find themselves out of the playoffs sooner rather than later. And that's sad to see, because it's just difficult. I don't want to talk about it right now, because I'm still confident in this team, because this team has proved to us many times they can bounce back from a loss. They're going to have to do it again in Game 2, which is Wednesday at 3 o'clock. It's also weird, too, for this series, because there's like 2 sets of back-to-backs. So that's definitely going to be a tough one for this series. Even though there's no travel involved, it's still tough playing 2 games directly back-to-back. It's going to be tough regardless. But it's weird. It's weird seeing 2 sets of back-to-backs. I think games 2 and 3 are back-to-backs, and then games, I think, 6... Is it 6 and 7 that are back-to-backs? I think so. So it's weird. It's a weird scheduling right there, but I'm going to understand what the NHL is trying to do. They're trying to get the games going. They're trying to get the series done and over with very quickly so they can get to the finals and get it done and over with. So I can understand that right there. But the Flyers, they got to be better prepared. They got to come out the start of Game 2 much better. I'm confident that this team can bounce back, but they got to prove it once again. If they are, I believe they can do it, but the top guys got to start scoring. It's mandatory at this point. It's mandatory. It's unacceptable if these guys can continue to be on this cold streak. You can say as long as you want, they'll get their score. Their scoring will start eventually. But how long is eventually? They got to do it. They got to do it now. They got to do it starting Game 2. Because you can't get away with it now. You have to get those top guys rolling. So what are your guys' thoughts on this game? What do you think the Flyers need to do to adjust going into Game 2 and for the rest of the series? And just like, what are your thoughts overall in general in this series? How do you think the Flyers match up with the Islanders? So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to drop a like. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully Game 2 will be much better. Hopefully.